Love, that ever-flowing liquid fire of light, ever-expanding and illuminating truth, which is always revealed with wisdom, a spiritual nutrient necessary for vitality that is maintained through selflessness, a filter of ether that aids purity, which is love. Love, a limitless paper lantern floating into infinity on the intentions and actions of initiates of the mysteries. Welcome, fellow Phoenixes, to the Spiritual Phoenix Podcast. I am Ross Cessna, and together we are the Spiritual Phoenix. The intent of this show isn't to tell you what to think, but to get you to think and originally articulate yourself in a way that is uplifting. We are the artists of our lives, and let's collectively create a better tomorrow. I'd like to take a moment and reflect on what we're grateful for today. Today, I'm grateful to be feeling better. I had sinusitis and acute bronchitis last week. Still on medication for it, still recovering, but I feel substantially better. I'm grateful to be recording again. I'm grateful for the tapestry behind me. I'm grateful for the new lights in front of me. Also, I'm grateful that I think I can actually record this video. This is a third time I'm attempting to record it this morning because I didn't have enough storage on my phone. And with that, I'd like to get into a couple quotes. Everybody at the speed of light tends to become a nobody, and that was said by Marshall McLuhan. Good character is not formed in a week or a month. It is created little by little, day by day. Protracted and patient effort is needed to develop good character. And that was said by Heraclitus. Before I get into the topic, I'd like to state something that I found out within the past year. And that is the speed of light in the vacuum, or the speed of light in space, is not constant, contrary to what many people think and contrary to how it's portrayed. The speed of light has been recorded at various speeds by various people, pretty much from when they started recording it. And in the 70s, 72 or 75, at a convention in Geneva, they agreed upon the speed of light because without it, physics tends to break down if there is not a constant speed to it. And furthermore, the speed of light varies as it passes through objects on Earth, whether it's passing through water, different gases, or even a diamond. I think that it passes through a diamond the slowest, if I'm not mistaken. And I'll post a clip in to an article, a clip to a video and an article explaining this. Now I'd like to explain the metaphor of patience and the speed of light. The speed of light that I'm referring to is the speed of good things occurring in your life due to your actions or putting effort towards changing things. As a recovering addict, I want everything to happen right away. When I do something good, I will obsess and compulse over it. I'm substantially better about not doing it to my detriment at this point. But early in recovery, I wanted all my credibility back. I wanted to be where I should have been had I not lived how I did. The thing is, I am where I should have been. I still am exactly right where I should be. Everything in my life is progressing exactly how it should. I am traveling at my speed of light. Light is a variable speed, as we've stated. So I may travel faster than some, slower than some. It doesn't really matter. Now I'd like to get into this fact. Some things travel faster than light as well. Quantum action, and specifically quantum entanglement, was measured at 10,000 times the speed of light. And this quantum entanglement can be understood as allowing two linked objects to displace properties from one another, which happens instantly regardless of distance. Okay, So how does that make sense with the speed of light in regards to your life? Well, for me, I would say that I view this as people influencing each other. Some people who have influenced me from across the United States that I've never physically even met, that I have some connection with because of whatever. Brandon Beecham from the Positive Head podcast influenced me, and his influence helped progress my speed of light in some ways, or helped me achieve certain destinations on the travel of my light. Nixie Marie, who's been a guest on the Positive Head podcast and who now does the Goddess Collective podcast, she's also been one of those people who have helped me reach certain temporary destinations with my speed of light just by communication. They've transmitted information with me from where they're at that has progressed my own journey. I'll leave a link below explaining the quantum entanglement and the measurement of that speed and how that was done, if you're interested. The next thing that's faster than the speed of light is the expansion of the universe. We exist in the explosion of the Big Bang, essentially, and the outer part of the explosion, it's still expanding. I mean, the whole explosion is still expanding. That moves faster than light in the sense that at some point the universe is on the very extremity. We're not going to be able to see them. It's even theoretically possible that we might not be able to already see what was on the edge of the universe. I'm not certain on that element, but I have heard people way smarter than me explain the universe expansion thing. One thing about the Big Bang, since we're on this topic too, and the expansion of the universe, I believe it was Alan Watts said, the Big Bang didn't just happen. We are still part of the Big Bang. And that goes into that explosion thing. Like, our lives are part of the Big Bang. That's a pretty cool concept. So in that sense, our existence is faster than the speed of light if we're part of the Big Bang in some way. And that's a little bit more woo-woo, what I just said, what I said about it. Alan Watts saying that we're part of the Big Bang it makes sense a lot more than what I tried to tack on to it. And the way you can view this in relation to the speed of light in your life would be, view this as your options growing so quickly that all the potential roads and horizons that you have, they keep expanding as well. So as you travel on through your good deeds, your options, the doorways, all these things, they open up so much that you have so many options that some of them are being pushed away because there's so much, and your options are expanding so quickly. Some of the things that you want, you may never get because they may be moving away from you so fast because better things are coming. Some of the things that you're expecting to get, you may never get because you have these expectations. So you may be expecting something, not get it, and miss something that's better from this expansion. So it goes into the whole concept of having no expectations, doing the footwork for what you want, staying positive, and maintaining that course. Because if you start to get off the course, we're going to get into this negative thing that's faster than the speed of light, and that is a black hole. And black holes swallow light because the escape velocity exceeds the speed of light. And if you're not familiar with what escape velocity is the necessary speed for something to escape the gravity of an object. So black holes, the escape velocity is greater than the speed of light, so light cannot escape it. And if you want to understand black holes in relation to speed of light in your life, that would be self-defeating thoughts, why something isn't happening fast enough, people putting down your efforts, or anything that kind of traps you and puts you in that confined, constricting state. Sometimes your mentality and your thoughts can be a black hole that essentially let all the light that you are going to receive not reach you, because you suck it all in before it even gets there, so it doesn't even get a chance to manifest in your life, because you've essentially killed the speed of it. So, and I'd like to close with, since the speed of light is variable and different mediums further this variation, focus on the good things coming to you as when they should. Everything happens when it should. Like last week, I wanted to do the podcast. I was too sick. I was somewhat upset about it. Then I realized, that's happening when it should. It's not on my timeline. I can do the footwork for everything, but ultimately, it's not on me. It's on my higher power, the source, for some people, God, whatever you want to call it, the universe. It's on their timeline. Some things will occasionally, sometimes your timeline, the universe's timeline, will sync up. You'll be like, wow, man, that's awesome. And it is when that happens. For me, that doesn't happen very often, because I don't tend to think about things like when I want things to happen. I want them all to happen right now. I want all the good things now. But the benefit of not getting them all now is I get to enjoy them. You know how, like, if there's something you like to eat and you don't get to eat it all the time, when you do eat it, you really enjoy it. If I got all the good things that I wanted now, when I got them all, like, what would I enjoy? I have a lot of things to enjoy already right now. I have a dog, I have a house that I live in, I have, you know what I mean? Like, I don't need all the good things. I get these little promotions occasionally, and when I do, that's awesome. And the space in between lets me appreciate them, gives me time to reflect on where I've been, gives me time to prepare myself for the next level when I get there, and all that kind of stuff. In my experience, nothing good usually comes easily or quickly. And sometimes it does, and that's cool when that happens. Most of the time, in my experience, it does not. A big tree needs strong roots. Strong roots take a lot of time and sunlight. That sunlight took a long time to get here. So the whole process of what you're hoping to bring to you, or what you're working towards bringing, it's going to take time. Part of that time and part of that process is going to be allowing it to come to you when it should, and just kind of sitting there. Like, this is an analogy, I don't suggest doing this. Sitting there and sunbathing in the winter and like, it's going to get here eventually. I can still get a tan, it might not be warm. But you know what I mean? Like, you have to keep that positive mentality regardless, because otherwise it'll suck the life out of everything. I'm starting to get kind of redundant, so I'm going to get off of my soapbox. You can follow me on social media at Spiritual Phoenix. The Phoenix for that is spelled F-O-E-N-I-X. So that's Spiritual Phoenix, basically. And you can visit the website, The Spiritual, P-H-O-E-N-I-X, Phoenix spelled, The Spiritual Phoenix, everything spelled regular, no spaces.com. I love, respect, and appreciate all of you. Love and light. Namaste. Oh yeah, I'm going to put this episode on the pyre.
Don't believe. Don't follow. Do not consume. Do not watch. Largely what I'm talking about here is reclaiming experience. This is what's been taken from us. It's a self-advancing, self-expanding, self-defining process, and it takes no prisoners.
The real world isn't a spiritual world, it isn't a material world, it isn't an empty world, it isn't a solid world. It's simply